Okay, hey, Alita Army. This is welcome to the Alita live stream of October the 29th, 2022. What is Alita like, really? Where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, the Muskogee Creek from Denver, Colorado. And with me, we have Lee. He's from Fountain, Colorado, down there south of Colorado Springs. How's it going, Lee?
Howdy, pretty good.
Cool. And we also have joining us from Colombia, we have Alejandro. How's it going, Alejandro?
Okay, hey, Alita Army from Bogota, Colombia. How are you, Chris?
Yeah, okay, hey, exactly. So it's good to have you guys on. The co-host Angelus, he's at work today, so he couldn't make it, but it's cool. Um, and what is Nordley say in October for? I'm not sure about that, whatever that means. So he's got a question about that. So anyway, how are things down there in Fountain, Colorado? Lee, are you guys getting high winds there like we're getting up here in Denver?
Not real high winds, a little windy, but also pretty warm.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice weather in general.
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. It's a little nippy. The winds are up here. I mean, it's still warm. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not unbearable type thing. It's not like winter.
I think you guys
I
are at
think
like a
we've gotten
higher
past
altitude.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Oh,
you
is that
guys are
right?
like
Yeah,
a
I guess we
higher
are.
altitude, a little further
Yeah,
up
we're
north
like
too. So,
yeah, we're like 5,200. I guess altitude 5,280 square feet, which is roughly about 8,008 kilometers for you folks that concentrate mainly on the metric system. So, which is okay. Alejandro, how are things down there in Colombia?
Oh, very well, thank you. But the weather is very rainy and very cold. We
Oh, it's
think,
cold. Yeah,
yes, it's very
it,
rough time. You have to use umbrella every time.
it's cold in Colombia. You guys are near the equator.
Oh, it depends. We have all the weather. Depends of the height of the zone that you are. We have all the weather from the desert, very high temperature, to very high mountains with a lot of rain and very cold. It's a lot of
Oh, okay.
environment that we have in this country, right?
Well, then pardon my ignorance because I thought anybody near the equator would not have cold weather, but I am wrong. So,
Oh yes, it depends because we saw in the film because I don't see it was inspired in cities in the Ecuador or very hot temperature. In the
yeah.
places here in these zones, it depends of the height, and it's not the same. We have jungles, for instance, and we have deserts,
Okay. Yeah.
cities, and we
Yeah.
have
Yeah. I knew you had. Yeah. Go ahead.
sure.
Yeah. I knew you had jungle and desert. I didn't know. I didn't know about the cold weather up at higher elevations. So,
Yes, we have
yeah. Some
Nevada,
years ago.
Nevada here
Yeah. Go ahead.
with ice in the height and top too.
Yeah. Yeah. Some years ago, my brother shot some video of kind of a National Geographic thing for the mining company in Guyana. So he was there for like, God, he's like 3 weeks, I think, something like that. I think he
And
went back.
very big.
Yeah,
And
two things of get 3 weeks.
oh, great! It's at the level of the sea. It's a very hot and very stormy city.
Yeah, he went to Georgetown, Guyana. I don't know if you know where that is, but okay. Well, I guess let's go ahead and get into the main topic here. What is Alita like, really? And I want to kind of just review from the past couple of weeks what we said about Alita, and then we discuss that very briefly. And then we have a couple of slides coming up, the kind of some obvious stuff, and then we'll get into the discussion about her personality. So if you remember from, I believe it was last week or week before, we said Alita was, despite being a superhuman, being that a cyborg at 97% cyborg, she is very human. I mean, she has very much human feelings and kind of identifies more with her human part, I guess, than she does her cyborg part. Now we discussed that intelligent thing. It's more like she's intuitive. I think Angelus caught that for us. But well, she is intelligent. She's not stupid, but I mean, she seems to be more intuitive, or a great deal of her intelligence is intuition. And certainly she's a very compassionate, loving person. I mean, we saw that, how she treated that little stray dog, in Iron City that just happened upon her when she was eating that falafel. And of course, how she treated him before they went into the Kansas bar. And of course, she kind of started a relationship with Hugo in the movie, and then later on another relationship with Figure 4 in the manga. And so she's, very much, kind of fits right into that human mold, even though she is a cyborg when it comes to her feelings and her emotions. She's very easy to get along with, but don't mess with her. Don't cross her or anything, because she does have her moments, as it says there. We saw that when she happened upon the street motorball game that Hugo and Tanji and Koyomi and Biff and some of the others were playing in. And welcome Chaos Nova. How's it going? Chaos, can you hear us?
He appears to be
maybe
muted.
having some audio. Yeah, I didn't. Let me see if I can unmute him. No, I can't unmute him. He's muted. Okay, well, he's obviously having some audio issues there. So anyway, we saw how she was, kind of happy and, smiling and saying hi to everybody and just, really wanting to get along with the folks there and make friends and stuff like that. And then Tanji pulled that little trick on her, where he hit her with a forearm and took the motorball away from her, and that kind of set her off. I think that was the first real glimpse we had of her being a warrior, because I loved the look on her face too when Hugo tried to offer her his hand, to help her up, and she pushes his hand away. You can just see that glare. I remember the first time I saw that, I went, uh-oh, this is not good. So anyway, and then of course she at the starting line, she was glaring at Tanji there, so she had her moment there, she was definitely going to not let him get away with that, type thing, even though she's a kind of a thinks things through type person for the most part. There you go, Chaos. Finally got that audio fixed, huh?
Yep, pretty much.
How's it going there in Ohio?
Well, pretty good. Had a stream run today. Apparently, there's something that's incomplete about my system or something. So I just played the Japanese version for the last half hour.
Ah. Okay, cool. So anyway, Alita, even though she does, for the most part, she does kind of think things through a lot of times, especially in the manga, you saw that more, but she can react, she can be very impulsive and just react to whatever is happening around her, and of course she loves war. So in the manga, it's like, she loves war because it makes her feel like she's complete, or it helps her remember, and it helps her identify with who she is and that kind of thing. And that can trigger her, so she can be triggered. And as we said in many, many streams, she definitely perseveres. She is definitely a big time survivor. I think in the manga, she's been killed several times and even nearly killed several times, and she keeps coming back. And she is very objective oriented. I mean, if she if she has a target, she is going to hit it. You know, I mean, it's a kind of do or die type thing. You know, so
right. And what I was going to say
Yeah.
is I had the commentary in the live stream I did of Gun Martian Memory today, but in the video game, apparently that's the original time where Alita says that, or at least calls Ito her father. And in the part after
Yeah.
Makaku hurts him, it's just Alita walks out of the room. She whispers, "Makaku's going to die for that."
Yeah. Yeah. She that's her having her moment again.
Well, she
So,
she
yeah,
friend
that,
zoned the character over saying, "I want to find my father." I'm just like, when I played that, and it was in Japanese. It was like, wow, they really carried the
Yeah.
whole Ito as her father in the video game quite a bit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't downloaded that thing yet, nor have I downloaded those emulators yet. I got to do that on my other system. So, because I am anxious to play it. So,
Yeah, I've just been having problems with the menu because when I try to get into the menu in the English version, it keeps cutting me out for some reason. Might just be my version that I'm using.
that could be a programming flaw too, you know.
It could be, yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
officially made by Yukito Productions or Sony, so that could be it.
Yeah. Hello, Safani Sung. How are you doing? And I think he may be having trouble with his mic.
He might have forgotten to unmute it.
Yeah. See, I don't think I can unmute him. Nope, I can't. Okay, well, there you go. How's it going, Safani Sung?
Yeah, that's good, Craig.
Oh, real good, real good. How about
It's real good
yourself?
in
How's things in California?
It's almost
I'm
almost
sorry?
summertime. Almost summertime. Summers.
Yeah,
It's getting hot in
yeah,
here.
nice.
Yeah, that's nice to me.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It's been a
getting back
long
to
time.
Alita, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about it,
yeah.
guys. I was busy in California. There's a lot of crime people back these days.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
with Alita. Oh, go ahead. I'm
I don't
sorry.
need. I know my. Keep talking.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, Craig.
Yeah, all right. So anyway, and we know, of course, Angelus and I love this last bullet. Our girl's really cute. I mean, she really is. You know, I mean, so she's got that power of ooh going for her. You know, and she can. You know, I wouldn't say she's a seductress. She's not that. You know, but she is extremely cute. So, and I think. To some of her opponents' dismay, they kind of underestimate her a lot of times because of that. You know, they think that this is just a cute little girl that I can take advantage of or I can beat up on or whatever. And boy, do they learn
Thinking
a quick
she's just
lesson when
another
they
pretty
do that.
face.
Yeah, exactly. And man, do they learn a lesson on that one. So,
Well, there's 3 Alita boys. One of them's gone, so make of that what you will.
okay, yeah. So,
I
guys,
thought of it like
anything
Alita
up
boys,
there?
Bond girls. You get the idea.
Yes, that's right. There's definitely some Alita boys out there. Although I probably passed the boy stage many years ago. so, so, you know, but anyway, Alita's my niece. So, you know, that's the way that works. So, what do you guys think, Lee? What, anything we missed there? We're going to get into her personality in more depth later on, but anything there that's you might think worth mentioning?
Yeah, I think you about covered it.
Okay, how about you, Alejandro? What do you think?
Well, I think that kids always fearless when
Yes.
against danger. And another thing that I would mention is the tendency to follow the order and respectful of the law. Talking about, for instance, the factory law and the hunter's code, because of her training as a military,
Mhm.
she's a very strict person who follow these rules, and I think she tried to follow it that way because of the training in her past, I think.
Yeah. I think one thing we did talk about though is that it's not so much that she's fearless, because she does have fear. But what I do think is that she takes that fear and uses it, to uses it like a tool almost. She uses her fear to overcome, a lot of obstacles and overcome difficult situations and that sort of thing. And she can react and react very effectively, even if she is afraid. She can do that. And I think to your point there, Alejandro, I think it's because of her training for the most part. She, in the military, they kind of teach you that anyway, to a degree. And then she uses it, she follows it to a T. So I really think, that even if she's afraid, she's going to react. She's definitely going to do what she feels like she has to do.
Okay, your point is that she feels fair, but his very strong determination cover that and
Yeah.
always the opponent, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Yep.
That's good point.
Chaos,
For
what do you
instance,
think?
I
Oh,
think
go ahead, Alejandro.
I would like, for instance, this strong tendency against for the enemies when in the last in the previous last fight with Krewinska in the underworld when she goes straight ahead flying and the grain cutters cut it in pieces in
Yeah.
any in the very strict danger that he got. I think the commitment for the truth, for the life, for to find herself like a real Alita. Uh, she covers these fears and going straight ahead to the enemy in that situation.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That that sticking to whatever her training and that determination brings that out, doesn't it? So it kind of overpowers the fear, doesn't it?
Sure.
Chaos, what do you think? Anything up there you feel like that's not up there?
Mm, I'd say sometimes. I'd say sometimes there's a sense of obligation or paying somebody back.
Yeah.
You see it more later on.
Yeah. Well, she definitely can go in revenge mode. That's for sure. What about you, Safani Sung? You got any ideas about that?
I don't know what I can say. I don't know. Yeah, I like everything these guys say it same times. That's not everyone say it, and there's Lee and 100 say it, and it's do the same. It's okay, Craig. I'm gonna say it today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine, Craig. It's okay. I'm just gonna see you guys in your opinions.
Okay. All right.
Just don't confess me,
Okay.
guys. Mm.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Well, we know that Alita's caring. We decided that a couple of weeks ago, I think. She definitely is. I mean, I think Hybrid brought up a while ago about, her acknowledging that, or at least adopting Edo. And yeah, yeah, Chaos. I want to mute your mic. It's a little bit of a lot of background noise there.
There.
But yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, she is a very caring person for the people she cares about. It's to the point that she'll do anything to protect them too. I mean, she definitely will. If you attack or you've threatened anyone she loves, uh, you're in for a really harsh, really bad day. I think because of her, strength and power. I think I think it's not I wouldn't want to mess around and try to hurt somebody like Hugo or any of them. And we saw that at the end of the film too, didn't we? Where she pointed that Damascus blade towards Zalem, telling Nova, that I'm coming to get you. I mean, I interpreted that as that's a revenge thing right there. She wants him bad because he killed Hugo. What do you guys?
Yeah.
I saw that as more of a
Yeah,
declaration of war against Nova.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, she had Hugo convinced not to go to Zalem and to come with her, and Nova killed him.
Yeah. But I think it's also not just because of that, but because of all the suffering he's caused in Iron City. She's decided she's going to take him down no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was also evident in the novelization. She basically said, "I'm coming for you."
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like Garushka said to her, when they were after she took his arm off, in the alley, Garushka said, "I'm coming for you both." She had the same kind of drive, didn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely wants Nova, I think.
Yeah, she does not back down from a fight.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, that's what David Alexandra says. That she's 50% human, 50% or 50% Alita, 50% cyborg, and 100% human. So yep. Yeah, she is pretty reactive, Jeff. She
percentage, but I think it's more human than cyborg. It depends how you can check that, but I think it's not so balanced. For me, it's more human than cyborg. The cyborg is like in
yeah,
this scene, uh, that you are showing us, in this very nice scene. Dr. Ito says to her, "Is that a shell? It's up to you what you want to do with her."
mhm,
But the point is that all the humanity that is inside of a Valida, and his love, his care, and the divinity that he wants to find. So I think the percentage, I, I have to check it out.
yeah. Well, I agree with you. I think so.
And
Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts about? Oh,
and
go ahead.
yes, I like this picture that you bring us to us now, because in this scene, it's I think it's the only thing that Alida gives a kiss to Dr. Ito, and she doesn't
Hmm.
mention any word. The only person
Yeah.
who is Dr. Ito, then she gives a very special present to Alida, because uh, contrary in the first thought, that when he mentioned that he never is going to unite to that body, in that moment he's going
Yeah.
against his first thought, and he gives
Uh-huh.
the real body of Alida, because a warrior
Yeah.
needs a body of warrior. That's a very nice expression in this situation.
Yeah. Well, she definitely reacted there too, didn't she? She pounded that table when he said, "I'm not going to. I'll never read." Well, that was before that, I guess. But yeah, she
Right.
definitely reacted. So
Until it was an emergency.
yeah,
Yeah, he can be very very hungry with Dr. Ito, but in the same time he can love him very much. So it's a very different expression of her feelings depending of the situation. That is very nice,
yeah.
because it's a human. It's not
Hmm.
like a stone fixed never change. No, it depends.
Hmm.
Situation depends on many things, and that is the way that Alita is changing depending of the the experience that she is living in the movie.
Yeah, most definitely. She has no problem showing her feelings, does she? She has no problem at all with that. So she can definitely do that, even regardless of the situation.
Yeah, she
So
seems to wear
that's
her
a
heart
good
on her
point.
sleeve, as it were.
Yeah, that's exactly right. By the way, if anybody else wants to come on the stream, there's a link. All you got to do is click on it. So yeah, Jeff is absolutely right. She's extremely reactive. Yeah, she is, but I think also, I mean, she definitely can be extremely reactive, but I think she also kind of, in some ways, thinks things through. I mean, I think if I had to say, I'd say she's 60% reactive, 40% proactive. So that's kind of my take on it. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think it's probably
Or
somewhere
it
in
could
that
be
neighborhood, but I
worse.
think it depends a little bit on what's involved, the circumstances. If it's something involving a loved one being injured or threatened, she's probably going to be a little bit more reactive and maybe a little bit less thinking things through.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, she might even go up to 90% reactive.
Not only that, but how much
So yeah,
time it appears. If it appears like
yeah,
it's something, there's a real deadline. Forget about much planning.
yeah, that's right. Okay, anything else about this one, guys? Well, we also know Alita's very giving. I mean, in the manga, we see several places where it's kind of like, I wouldn't say she's like a volunteer, like for some for some organization like the Red Cross or something. I don't think she's that. But I do think if she cares about you, then she will, if you'll pardon the expression, give you the shirt off her back. Now she didn't have a shirt on, obviously, but you can see there on the left, she's now she loved Hugo, so she's willing to give Hugo her heart for sure. But I do think, that if she cares for you, I mean, she'll be willing to do anything for you. And that's what she told Hugo, and he said, don't just do things for people, no matter how good you think they are or how deserving they are. And she said, this is who I am. I mean, this is, you know, she's going to give you, she's good. It's all or nothing with her. So that tells me that, she was willing to give up all of her power, to Hugo because she cared for him. So, and you can see that heart right there. I mean, now that could be also that she's like, she's in that particular picture on left. I think she's like 17 or 19 or something like that. So she's not too far in terms of her physical being as being out of adolescence. So it just could be that infatuation thing, and she just give Hugo her heart, knowing that, well, I know this heart's very expensive and I know it's very powerful and that kind of thing, but I can get another cheaper heart, which is what she alluded to in the movie, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, she will do anything for you, I think. I think very much so. So what do you guys think about that?
I think it about sums it up. She seems to be willing to do just about anything to help out the people she cares about.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she went on a pretty long quest to help her friend, her handler, in the Tunes program. What was her name? I can't remember her name
Lou
now.
Collins.
Collins.
Yeah, Lou. Yeah, Lou. That's right. Yeah. So she went through a lot trying to get to Lou, didn't she?
Yep. She was
So
willing to
anyway,
do
yeah,
a
but
whole lot
Alita,
too.
yeah, she was. Yeah, it's all or nothing with her, boy. That's what it is. So any other thoughts about that one, you guys?
I think that she has the a very huge generosity, given her heart for the dreams of Hugo, considering that
Yeah.
scared is very special because the armed technology that it doesn't exist in that moment is the only part that is surviving after the fall. So if she wants to give her hair and replace it with a cheap replacement or a cheap spare part and give all the power of the very specific nature of herself or just to give the possibility to Hugo go to Salem. I think she can give her all his life for her, for his dreams. So
Yeah.
it's somebody that gives the life for people who she loves. I think is the most huge heart in the world, giving her life for the dreams of the people who she loves. I think it's very
Yeah.
big inspiration.
Yeah, that's a good point, because when when she asked Hugo if Vector was his point of contact to go to Zalem, and he said, yeah, uh, but he said it's not right away, I mean, they still had to make the rest of the money and all that, but she says it's okay, it's your dream. And it's like you say, Alejandro, she's willing to give Hugo her heart for his dream so he can realize his dream. That right there is the ultimate in giving. I mean, I think she's willing to give up something like that uh, that's as, valuable as her heart just so Hugo can realize his dream. Now, granted, she loves him for sure, but that's asking a lot of somebody. If you were a cyborg like Alita, and you were in that situation, would you be willing to give up that kind of power? That kind of abilities that are resulting from her heart. Would you be willing to give that up? For anything.
Yeah, if it felt
You
like
know.
if it felt like it was ruining my life, sure, I want to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, I guess if it's going to be the bane of your existence, maybe you might, But I mean, what I'm saying is that as valuable as that thing is, and as powerful as it is, I mean, you can do a lot with that, and
I
it
think
can
it
bring
makes
you a
it.
lot.
I was just gonna say, I think it makes it all the more incredible that she's willing to give it up because he doesn't even ask; she just offers.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So, yeah,
Well,
for
she's
sure.
not great at reciprocating emotions.
Yeah,
Throughout the manga, she's not.
yeah. In the manga, she's a little different. That's exactly right. So, yeah, but in the movie, it's very generous. Now once again, she did love Hugo, so and some would say that this is very teenage of her. Uh, I think it's beyond that because I think a lot of people, when somebody told them that that they someone that you love told you, well, I'm leaving you, I'm going to Zala. Most people might not react to that very well. But in her case, it was like, well, I know it's your dream and I want to help you do it no matter what. It's okay. It's your dream, is what she said. I think that speaks highly of her right there as a person, myself.
Mhm.
Well, even
Another
when she's on that supply tube. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sorry, Greg. Another point that you're
That's all right.
showing in the picture of the right is in the end of the picture when she's trying to save the Hugo's life, and in that moment he had the possibility to quick to the mission to go to Salem and run away with Hugo and run for everywhere. Very far from the centurions or hunting warriors of the factory because he wants to protect Hugo. That is a
Hmm.
very cross point, very strong for her because she got that mission to destroy Salem, to complete the mission, like she remembers in the last phrase of Zelda. But the point is that the love for Hugo is so big that, as she said to him, if we don't belong anywhere except together. So he quick to every mission, every intention to protect you and run with
Yeah,
him, leave her love
yeah,
in a very long place, very far from it. So I think it's very, very nice, this situation at the end of the film.
yeah. And to your point too, Alejandro, that on the shot on the right there, her going up that supply tube. Remember, she said she'd been right there before. So she knew the danger. But she still went up after him. That's another thing. I mean, certainly it's bravery for sure. But I mean, it's also she's going up there because she cares about Hugo. That's another reason. So and despite the fact that she knew that defense ring could come down at any second, she still went up that supply ring, didn't she?
And the scene that he, when she tries to save him, and taking his arm and only hanging from this from the Damascus blade that is cut
Yeah,
with tube, because she can fell with Hugo, and she could die in that moment. But
yeah,
be
yeah.
dangerous.
That's right.
She doesn't care. She wants to save him in any way. That's
Yeah,
so the big expression of her love for him, that he is put in risk and very big risk her life for him. So
yeah.
it's beautiful, nice, a nice thing.
Well, she sure was risking her life by doing what she did, right? By jamming that Damascus blade in the supply tube and holding him with the other hand, because uh, Nova could have sent another supply tube down there, and that'd have finished them both off. But he didn't. Of course, Nova, I think, didn't do it because he saw Alita as more entertaining alive than dead. And it changed his mind about wanting to possess her heart. He said, "Wow, she's a lot better alive. I have a lot more fun when she's alive." That kind of thing. I think that's what he was thinking at that point.
Well, I certainly think that probably part of it. Could also be that after the war, there aren't a whole lot of defense rings left to send down.
Might still have some. Make sure that mice and rats don't go up the tube.
Well, I have a feeling too that ones
Yeah,
that they do send down, they can, with a bit of effort, send them back up again to reload them into the launch mechanism.
yeah, yeah. Because they did have something at the bottom that would collect them, didn't they?
I think so.
They did at the
Yeah,
base, yeah.
yeah. They certainly did. So, but anyway, that was taken. But on her part, she doesn't know either way. She's taking a big gamble. First of all, she could die because that Damascus blade may not hold them, and she could die because Nova could actually send out another defense ring. But she didn't care about that. It's like Alejandro said, she wanted to save Hugo no matter what. And I don't think it matters that that she loves him. Certainly anybody would want to save the one they love. But I think in this case, I mean, it's like she wanted to save him more than then it was more important to her to save him than her life was. She wanted to save him, at all costs. And that really speaks highly of her, I think.
I would agree, yeah.
Any other thoughts about that, guys?
I think part of it was that, he did do some crimes and he had a second chance of being alive. He pretty much died before. Why let him die again?
Yeah, that's right.
It's half pity,
Okay,
half love.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think I think maybe she did. I don't know if I'd call it pity or not, chaos. I would probably call it more like an empathetic, once she realized he jacked cyborgs and how miserable a life he had. It was probably pretty close to pity, if not pity, but I would think it's more like empathy for his plight, you know, there in Iron City. That's what I would think, you know. Just my opinion, though. Any more thoughts about Alita's generosity? That's a good point, Alejandro. She is a very generous person, for sure. To the point where Hugo had said, don't just don't give things to people, you know, because he recognized her generosity right there, didn't he?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and Angelus brings up a good point. He did come around, didn't he? But, you know, he made a lot of mistakes in his life. He did a lot of bad things, I guess. And, you know, he kind of come around maybe a day late and a dollar short, as they would say. But he did come around eventually. But, yeah, he missed out. He definitely missed an opportunity to be with a top-tier waifu, as Den would say, you know, because she definitely is that, you know. We established that last week, didn't we? She's a top-tier waifu. Any other thoughts? Okay, let's talk a little bit more about her, a little more detail about her personality traits themselves. And I got some bullet points up there. You know, is she stoic? You know, I mean, I think my take on it in the manga is no, she's not really stoic. I mean, she can kind of be measured, I think, from time to time, but I wouldn't say she's stoic. And of course, being radical and impulsive, I think, yeah, definitely she can react. She can be very, very reactive, and that would also make her unpredictable, wouldn't it? But she has a very good heart. She's a very good person most of the time, not all the time. You know, I mean, certainly that Operation Malwarf was a bad thing, and of course when she shot that Deckman, that was a bad thing. You know, but overall, I think you know, she'd be a good person to get to know. I think several weeks ago we talked about her, what she would be like as a friend. If she cared about you as a friend, she would do anything for you, including fight for you, you know. And, you know, basically, for the most part, she wants to do the right thing, you know, for the most part. You know, she goes off the rails from time to time. And when she was in the Tuned program, she went off the rails a lot. But, yeah, she, for the most part, I think, wants to do the right thing. So what do you guys think? Any thoughts?
I am hard pressed
Lee,
to come
what
up
do you-
with anything. I mean, it seems to pretty much cover it. I mean, she,
Yeah,
although I think at least during the Toon Dark, I did get a impression of some measure of stoicism from her, from dealing with the sort of life she ended up with there. I think. I could be wrong.
yeah, maybe so. I wonder if it's more of like a regret, you know, just her, how
Could
she was
also be-
handling regret.
It could also be sort of a grim acceptance of what her life had become at that point.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, Figure 4 pulled her out of that, didn't he?
He seemed to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's that one point she told, what was that guy that was, I guess, the main commander there, you know, it was, I guess, Lou's boss, I guess.
Knucklehead.
Or are you talking about the guy on Tefari's?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was, I think that was Bigot Eisenberg. An odd name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there you go. God, I got Angelus, you and I got to, you know, get serious about that manga again. Although I'm already 5 volumes into the original manga. I don't know where you are, Angelus, on it. So, but yeah, you remember she told him that, you know, basically, I don't care about your program anymore. I'm done with doing this. So, you know, that was after she met Figure 4 and started a relationship with him, you know, which I think was really hilarious how they started their relationship. I thought that was kind of funny where, you know, Figure 4 had her dangling by a rope from a building, you know,
Mhm.
And eventually, she got her legs wrapped around his neck, like I'm going to break his neck if you don't pull me up.
Or just outright
She
pop
would
his
have
head
done
off.
it too, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then, of course, she kicked his butt out in the desert. That time. I mean, literally just tore him a new one, as they would say. So, yeah, that's right, Angelus. She definitely could be. She's definitely my niece. That's for sure. So, I think. What about that? What about that? Does not take crap from anybody. What does that sound like to you? I mean, is it because of her ego, or is it just because she if she perceives evil, she wants to snuff it out at any measure?
I think it depends on what you mean by taking crap from somebody. If it's just some random person who's maybe upset and maybe lashing out a little bit, if they're not being too violent or what have you, she'll probably just sort of let them be. But yeah, if it's
Yeah,
somebody who's outright doing violence and hurting innocent bystanders, then she's probably going to do whatever it takes to take them down.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, I think as long as you didn't threaten her physically, you could probably yell at her. You could probably cuss at her. Uh, and she probably wouldn't phase her. For one thing, she's got that ultimate confidence. I mean, she knows what her abilities are, and it's almost like it kind of puts a check on her ego. I think. Uh, hey, this is interesting. This is a question to you, I guess, Lee. I guess what about Bonko? Two avatars. I guess he's got the same avatar as you do.
Oh,
So,
sorry. Yeah, that is me. I'm Vaco on Discord.
oh, Baco, yeah. Just from like Riddick,
Yeah,
I guess.
although spelled a little differently.
Yeah,
I think the one from Riddick is spelled with two
yeah,
A's.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, yeah. That was a good movie. I,
Yeah.
I enjoyed all of those movies. Yeah, not as much as Alita Battle Angel, but a lot. Yeah.
I'm going to have to leave here soon. I've got to take my girlfriend to the hospital.
Okay. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, sorry. She works at the hospital.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Okay, Lee. Well, thanks for joining us.
No problem. You
All
guys
right.
take care. Have fun.
All right. We'll talk to you later. What about Alejandro? Any comment about Alita's personality? I mean, anything you think that maybe I've missed here, or you want to add to, or something like that?
Well, I think they have some very interesting points in these questions that you are relating in this list, and I consider that Alita expressed the, the the contradictions that is natural in the human being, and because sometimes you hate somebody, but that guy can help you. That is the point with the
Yeah.
whisker. The whisker is a very big enemy, but really it is the person who really helps to recover her past, her history, her memories. So I think in all the film and the characters, there are no people so good, there are no people so bad. I think
Yeah.
we don't have that opposite point on a person that entirely good or entirely bad. I think it's a
Yeah.
combination, different
Yeah.
nature that depends of the many circumstances and many elements that you are considering and you are living in that moment. I think Alita is living that. It's like a boat that is trying to sail for the sea, but with a very big wave that move from one side to another. So I think that she tries to find the balance and to find the distinctity with all these forces that uh, goes with her from one side to another. I think that it's very nice situation in the film.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Uh, yeah, I think with her, it's like you say. I think she's basically good. You know, she is. You know, when you look at the big picture of her as a person, I do think though that it's kind of like in that. I don't know if you've seen that movie Cowboys and Aliens, where the guy that plays the preacher, his name's Clancy Brown. He's a really good actor. I really like him a lot. You know, but he says in there when he's treating another character who's really an outlaw. You know, the character basically was similar to Alita, where he had his brain, all his memories were washed from him. You know, and Clancy Brown asked this character named Jake Lonergan, that was played by Daniel Craig, and he asked him if he was a victim, if he was a kind of like an outlaw or a victim or something like that. And he said, I don't remember. And, you know, Clancy Brown's character, the preacher, says he'd seen good men do bad things and bad men do good things. You know, and I think that very much that even kind of speaks to Alita a little bit, but I do think she's mostly good. You know, she mostly is, but she has done some bad things, hasn't she? And that's kind of like all of us, I guess. And that what's another thing that makes her very human. She's not that superhero archetype. You know, she's a person. You know, I mean, she's going to make mistakes like everybody else, and she's not going to be uh, good all the time because humans aren't good all the time. You know, we all do stuff that's we go off the rails, all of us sometimes. You know, and Angelus, I hope you saw this text. Uh, Vladi has obviously read at least some of the manga, so take note there, Angelus. Thanks, Vladi. So anyway, what do you think about that, Alejandro? About her being good most of the time, but she can be bad.
Um, I think for her nature, I think she's good, but uh, as as um, as some element, for instance, like to be a hunting warrior, she can't kill anyone.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the point is, she can't kill any cyber because she needs the money for the Hugo dreams. So I
yeah. That's
think
right.
you can see that it depends. It's not uh, the goodness of the expression of living is not for everyone.
Yeah,
It's only the
yeah,
person that she really loves. And she can hate and she can kill and she can do everything against people who put in danger the person who she loves. And the point is that she threats to Japan to kill him if he
yeah,
going to push again Hugo, and in fact she killed
yeah,
back in his office because he's threatening
yeah,
Hugo and Dr. Riddle. So I think that is the point of the balance of the situation, that the contradiction of life, because it's, as you said, bad people can make good things, but good people like her could do bad things.
yeah,
And the point
yeah,
of
for
the film
sure.
to balance that, how to compromise all your tendencies, your emotions, your feelings, your love, your hate, depending on the
Yeah,
situation, and how you to manage that in that scenarios. It's a very complex
Yeah.
thing.
Well, in her defense, though, when you were mentioning how she was help trying to get money, in the manga where she's collecting those heads and everything, she did seem kind of gleeful doing it. But in her defense, they were criminals, And I think if you remember here from last week or week before, we tend to judge morality or goodness or badness or whatever you want to call it based on, where we are now, like we're in our environment, we can be what we think is good or bad or mostly good, mostly bad or whatever. But we have to remember that in Alita's world, it was very harsh. There was no police force, and that the only way that a society self-correcting mechanism was the hunter warriors, and she was going after criminals. And in term, you mentioned Zapan. She killed Zapan, but yes, she did. But it's he was wreaking havoc, on Iron City. He was destroying it. And she stopped him. So I think in some cases, I don't know if I would call that bad. Certainly it was pretty intense. I think it was, definitely combat. But, I think in her defense, that was another case where she was protecting innocents in Iron Cities, in Iron City itself, rather. I don't think it was the fact that she was killing Zapan because she didn't like him. Now, I don't think she liked him, but she wasn't killing him for that reason. She just killed him because he was a threat to Iron City, and he was destroying it is what he was doing, And of course, Nova gave her those collapsor rounds, and then she used them to good effect. So that's kind of what I think happened there. I think in her world, what we might consider bad may not be bad. It may just be the norm, normal
That's a
behavior.
very
Well, we
good
lost.
point. I'm agree with you. That is a very good point. And as you mentioned, for instance, that like a hunting warrior, he's going for
Yeah,
killers or for murderers or for assassins or people who really is bad. But um, the point is that the same system that he put some praise for the heads of cyborgs, that they are criminals, they arrive at the point that something injustice happens with Hugo because he didn't kill anyone, but see the
yeah,
system here is a killer. So
yeah,
that is the contradiction because he is a hunting warrior. He has to follow the hunter's code and the factory's
yeah,
law. But it's the point that in fact, for following that rule, he must kill Hugo because the system has declared that he is a murderer. But as she knows that it's a lie, so she can
yeah,
that is the opposite situation that she has to think by herself and stop the consideration of following the rules in that case because of love for Hugo, right?
yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like Angelus pointed out there. Technically, I guess she did break the law, but she was doing it kind of like you say because she loved Hugo, and also it's probably in her mind the lesser of two evils, or for the greater good, I guess you would say. And so she had to make that decision. So yeah, I agree. There, Chaos, looks like you're back with
Yes,
us.
I am.
Having
I
some
think
system
you
problems,
should.
are we?
Yeah, I'm working on the other machine to just sign up a StreamYard. That might help a little bit. But yeah, I think
Oh, okay.
for her it was just a matter. It was a measure of thinking. Okay, just Hugo's case. What problem for the whole system is it going to be if one person gets around that law? Really?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she does the right thing most of the time, doesn't she? Even though you could technically say she broke the hunter's code, or rather, the broke the law. that still she did the right thing, you know. See, unbeknownst to those 200 warriors, that were Hugo, I mean, that were Zapan's cronies, I guess. Billy Blair being one of them, I guess.
Yeah.
And those centurions, they didn't know that Zapan framed Hugo, because he's probably the one that communicated that Hugo killed that other cyborg, Demetrius Polito, and they just accept his word. Okay, then go get him. The bounty is 30,000 credits. And,
Right.
I think Alita surmised that Hugo didn't do it. Now I don't know if we didn't see all of what was going on there, because at one point I guess Shirin was actually operating on Hugo, but I don't get the sense that Hugo told her that Zapan framed him. All he told her was, "I didn't kill that guy."
Him.
So yeah, that's right. And
He
that's
said
all
he didn't.
said.
He didn't do it as part of his operation. Is that he usually didn't try to kill anybody, just take it.
Yeah,
just
they
take
were just
part.
jacking them for parts. Yeah, exactly. So I think that also speaks to her. She has a big heart, So
another point of contradiction is the case of Dr. Ito, because he's a very good person too, but he he has to be a hunter warrior, as he said. It's nothing noble about that, but he needs the money, and this is a very strong feeling of culpability because of the job that he has, like a tuner for motorball. So
yeah,
he has to go killing the cyborg that the system declared that are murders. For that mm, terrible situation, is the only way that to get the money in order to do a very good thing to fix
yeah,
reparations for the cyborgs. So it's another kind of contradiction in very in that world that is very very hard to find that something is really good or something is bad. I think it's a mixture of many things that it is very hard for Alita to tendency to have good, extremely good things, or maybe things that are not so fine. But I think she has to find herself, the truth in herself, in order to find what is the right way to do the things depending on the circumstances.
yeah, yeah. Here's kind of like a little tangent to your point there, Alejandro. You were mentioning Ito. When Ito refused initially to give her that to unite her with that berserker body, and he wanted to keep her in the doll body. And remember, she got pissed, and just left.
Yeah.
And when he finally gets her in the berserker body, after Garishka cuts her to pieces, and she's in the berserker body, she could have held a grudge there, couldn't she? She could have said, "Well, you wouldn't give me this body initially, so hell with you." I mean, I know you gave it to me now, but you did. When I wanted it way back when, you wouldn't give it to me, so you can go pound sand or something like that. She didn't do that, did she? She kind of sat beside him and laid her head on his shoulder and stuff like that. Was really
Well, she was. To be fair, she kind of saw that he picked her up and came down for her. So
yeah, I mean, that's true. So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, some folks might have still held it against him, but she did not. She didn't. And it's probably like you say, Chaos, because she did see that he picked her up, and carried her out of there, and even rescued her actually. That's interesting.
I just found one thing is, smashing Grishka's knee was a little different than trying to hit his head, but it worked.
Yeah, that's right. Angelus has a point. What you guys might think, I don't know. It's not saying so much that she's good, but that she's incorruptible. What do you guys think about that?
I think yeah. Well, overall, she doesn't go too far down beyond a point, but she does have a point where she like thinks this is really hard. Why don't I just try to do that? Something that's not so right
Yeah,
a number of times.
yeah. As to the incorruptible thing, uh, she did agree to go into the tune program, didn't she? I don't know if that you could call that corruption or not. That's maybe self-preservation, actually. Uh, but she did do some pretty tough things in a tuned program. Of course, there's a 10-year span in there that we don't know, do we? Yeah, go ahead, Alejandro.
Yes, I'm. Well, I think she showed us the great commitment with the truth. With she doesn't like the lies or the truth that is hiding. Uh, The moment
Hmm.
that she's very hungry with Doctor Ito, even she's lying about, or she's hiding the truth about herself, about her past, about her technology, about the armed anarchy, and she was very hungry with Hugo when she was hiding that he was Jacking cyborg, and she was hiding that part of the human being. I think uh, for Alita, I would change the word of incorruptible for the compromise of the commitment for the truth, and she's very a strong tendency in her personality because she wants to find the, the real thing for herself and for the others. I think.
Okay, so you think she's searching for this, right? Is that your point?
Yes, and the searching the truth, the searching
Yeah.
for real, the real essence for every person, for the life of every human being.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah, it looks like Angelus is thinking about the Ouroboros part of that. So yeah. Okay. Anything else here, guys, that you can think of on Lita's personality? What do we think about Alita now overall in general? And I guess we'll go down the list here. Um, Alejandro, I think you said this already, but I'll ask you to kind of review it again. What do you think about Alita as a person? You can talk about her a little bit as whether she's good or bad or kind of a mixture and mostly good or whatever. What do you think about that?
For a leader, well,
Yeah.
I think it's the expression of the real human being. I think it's it's a human being that wants to feel the world, to find herself to find her place in the world with with another human beings and persons and everything. And I
Mhm.
think it has a very deep considerations, uh, and it's so complex because there is no libretto, there is no a way, there is no a path for for her life, for her destiny. She has to find it, like any
Yeah.
of us, because we are in this planet, in this living um,
Uh,
life, but what we find, we don't know what the hell we are going here and we're going to do, and
yeah.
and we are living the right in the right way that it should be. No, nobody knows that.
Yeah,
Alita,
that's right.
she has to find it in every moment, in every circumstances, in every experience, in every experience that she finds in that way, in that path. The path is to find herself, to be herself. I think it's a very deep consideration about what is the meaning of Alita for us, because she's showing that that situation, that philosophical aspect. Why I'm doing here? Why I'm here?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
I that I think is a very nice. So I love so much this film and this manga and everything about the Alita's world. I think it's marvelous.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, she's got to walk her path, doesn't she? Because she is on that journey, you know. And if you look at, if you consider rather the original manga, went after Ito, you know, kind of puts her back together, you know, she wakes up all the way through the end of the Last Order. That's a journey probably of near 20 years. Um, yeah, she goes through a lot through that. And I got the sense, even reading that, she's even on a journey. She's still trying to discover herself uh, throughout that entire journey, through both the Last Order and the original manga. So, but so I, yeah, you're very much right about that, I think.
For that consideration, for me, in my opinion, Alita is the female version of the Stanley Kubrick films, 2001,
Yeah,
Space
yeah,
Odyssey, something like that,
yeah,
because it's so
yeah,
big, so universal that it wants to find yourself in every moment, in any space, in any cosmos, because she's so universal that give us some very strong and very deep message about how to do that journey, as you mentioned.
yeah, yeah. Agreed. Boy, Hybrid's got a good point here. She's fallible like all of us, isn't she? I mean, she makes mistakes, but she does sometimes do the right things for the wrong reasons and the wrong things for the right reasons, you know. And of course, she does the right things for the right reasons a lot too, you know. But yeah, that very much makes her human, doesn't it? Even though she is, as I guess Angela said a while ago, 99% cyborg, you know, or machine rather.
Good.
What about you, Chaos? What do you think about Alita's personality? I think you're muted there, Chaos, and I promise you I didn't mute you.
Oh, I'm here. Just I was trying to share
Uh,
something real quick. Um,
okay.
I'd say every person, I guess, every woman, every man, whatever you call it, just good traits, strong traits, weak traits, a good mix.
Yeah. Yeah. I
There
mean, we all
certainly,
have traits. Yeah. Go ahead.
there certainly is a lot of plot that happened because of of her mistakes that sort of drew the plot out quite a bit.
Yeah, that's right. She definitely makes mistakes. There's no doubt about it. And that's to Hybrid's point. You know, she is fallible. You know, she's not the superhero archetype. You know, she makes a lot of mistakes. So, you know, just like any of us humans would. So, you know, that's a very good point.
To be honest, Spider-Man made a mistake. He didn't realize the guy he let him go would kill Uncle Ben.
Ah, now refresh my memory. I don't recall that.
So there was a guy, he got cheated out in the deal at the wrestling event. So he let the
Okay.
guy who was robbing the owner,
Oh
he let him
yeah, yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. You're talking about Spider-Man there, I guess. Now, so yeah,
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Safani Sung, you wanna say anything about Alita's traits?
I think at least she trying to persuade
Whoa.
someone. Or, what happened? Oh, is she? I think she's persuade someone. I can't
Okay.
talk like persuaded, so I say persuaded. Passive, I say. I can't.
Oh,
Sorry.
you
I
okay.
think
Yeah,
she's
no, go ahead.
persuading a friendly person, I guess. I don't know. And from her figure four, maybe trying to persuade her relationship,
Yeah.
maybe. And persuasive people. Hmm.
Yeah, that you bring up figure four. That's a good point. Figure four. You remember there was one panel or a couple of panels in the manga there where,
Yeah.
uh, figure four, was kind of confronting her about how she loves war. And she says war is something like war is what I'm good at, um, and that it makes me feel whole again. I remember who I am. And I guess to the point where it's even it's an enlivening thing to her. And then of course, figure four then says, well, he loves to fight as much as he loves to eat, but he hates war and he hates the girls that fight them. And that really got her attention, but to the point of that she loved war. It's like she feels like it's okay for there to be a war for her to fight in as long as it benefits her personally. Now, that's when she was in the tuned program and she was really off the rails most of that time, but then when she met figure four, he kind of helped her discover her humanity, uh, so her personality there was not really that good, it was pretty bad, really, you know. But it's kind of like us humans, we go through periods of time when we're not good, and we do wrong things a lot. So yeah, it's a good point there, Finestro. Okay, I think we've carried this about as far as we can carry it, unless any of you got any last thoughts that you wanted to bring up here.
I have an information that maybe it's not so important, but I think it's very interesting. I was checking one
Okay.
of the page in the internet about the the life of Yukito Kishiros, and in that page of him, and that page mentioned that he was born by under the astrologic sign of Pisces. I don't know if you guys believe in that, but I think it's very interesting because the person who born under this astrologic sign, the most important thing is the feelings, because the
Yeah.
nature of that person is most government by the emotions, by the
Yeah.
sensation, not the brain, not the very
Yeah.
deep consideration. The most important thing for that person are the feelings. So I think that is that we find in a leader. So I
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
mention that because I think it's very interesting because he was the creator of this wonderful character.
Yeah. Well, she definitely has no problem expressing her feelings, does she?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That make it real human. The-
Yeah.
because I think
Yeah.
you can
Well,
you see feeling in that way in the same time when he was drawing all the mangas, because he expressing
yeah.
his very deep feelings as a pieces member, drawing all the emotion translating to the paper. I think it's that what you
Yeah.
find in the film and in the drawings of manga.
Yeah. Some people would they would kind of I guess they would bury their feelings in some cases, wouldn't they? And I think for the most part, Alita doesn't do that either. I think she expresses them, you know. So yeah, that's some good points there, Alejandro.
Okay.
Anybody else got any last thoughts?
Well, I'm just going to say, as I do these live streams, I'm going to have comments in them, and at least the English one from today had a lot of things in it that aren't the same as the manga, and they're worth taking a little read at, glance at. So it's up there now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All righty. Did we miss anything, folks? I guess the stream's not going to run as long this time, but that's okay. The Creek usually can't shut his mouth too much. So, did we miss anything about Alita's personality or what makes her up as an individual?
This is from later, but she doesn't like her real name, and it makes me wonder if she'll ever, in Mars Chronicle or something, if she'll ever just say, yes, Yoko is who I really am.
Yeah, she didn't like her name, did she? That's amazing. I wonder if it's because she had a strong.
In that same volume, the other guy didn't like his real name either. That's why he didn't know exactly who he was at first. He didn't say his last name.
Yeah.
If he did, you'd be guessing. Oh wait, he's related to Jesse. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't say it. He doesn't say what his last name is. So he has to tell you. Yeah, I am related to him.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely. I think she liked Alita more than she liked Yoko because I think she had strong feelings for Ito, and Ito gave her the name. So that's probably what it was. Or maybe she remembered that Yoko was nothing but, when she was starting to get her memories back, there was nothing but a source of pain or something like that. And she didn't like it. Maybe that was it too, I guess. Okay, anybody got anything else, Alejandro or Safani Sung, you might want to add?
Well, I would like to tell you that I am very expecting your next video about Rosa Salazar. I think it's going to be the first.
Yeah.
I checked that information in for the next video, so I am very expecting that because I think Rosa is all the thing that we are talking about, the emotions, because she's the real great asset of the film. Because, as said James Cameron, she gets the light of Alita because Rosa Salazar has the heart so big that she impressed in that way so special, that character of Alita, that makes it unforgettable film and character.
Yeah, Rosa, man, I tell you, I say this every week, but Rosa is my favorite actor. I mean, bar none. I've had some favorites over the years, but I think Rosa, she's so good at what she does. I mean, just when she played Alita, and of course she does. I've seen her in a couple other things for sure. I like how expressive she is. I mean, she's really super at that. I mean, she's not somebody playing themselves, playing somebody else. She's not doing that. It's like she is that person, and we do know that she is Alita. We know that. So, like I say every week, she is number one in the Creek's book. That's for sure. In terms of being an actor, I mean, and it certainly doesn't hurt that she's pretty. I mean, that's but above all that, she's a super actor. And I think she should have at least been nominated for an Oscar, in my opinion. So, but that's just my humble opinion. I certainly would have no pull with anybody in the Academy, but I think it was a snub of historical proportions, that she didn't at least get nominated or mentioned or something, because she did a great job on Alita, and I saw Undone the first season. She did a great job on that too. I mean, she's just super.
Yes, sure, absolutely. And we are expecting because and then second season is going to be open in the next days at the end of
Yeah, that's
this.
right. Matter of fact,
So
did it not start? Did it not start yesterday? Maybe it did. I'd have to go look at. I have to go look at Hulu. I mean, not Hulu. I forget which streaming service it's on now.
Is it
I,
Amazon?
I remember in fact of
Yeah,
the
it's Amazon. That's right.
in them. I'm paying them
Yeah,
the monthly fee for Amazon Prime only for Undone. Believe me, only for Undone
yeah.
and the Undone 6 season 2. That's the only reason that I contract this service. And I would like to say that I get a very old words of Rosa Salazar in a TV series like Parenthood, right? Was
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful character, very emotional too. When she was very young, but she put so much
Yeah.
heart in that character that I love so much. I think you maybe you you watched that TV series some
Okay.
years.
What's the name of it again?
Parenthood.
What's the name of Parenthood? Okay, yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that one out too, I guess. And of course, Angelus is after me to watch brand new cherry flavor. I haven't seen that either. I did see her in Divergent. Now she didn't have a very big part there, but hey, like I said last week, it's her. I mean, and she's great. So
That's great. Yes, she looks like a boy, but with a very good
yeah,
character. Yes, very
yeah, she
strong.
played a soldier in that one. Yeah.
You are
And
correct.
anyway, thanks Alejandro. Thanks Alejandro for the shout out. Yeah, that video, I enjoyed putting that video out too. I like doing a video every now and then of Rosa. To just show her how all of us in the Alita Army appreciate her. We really do. So
Great. That's great.
okay, I guess tomorrow on Radio Chaos, I'm going to be on Radio Chaos. I'm not going to be the stream manager, and I think Angelus, I don't know if you're going to be the host or not. It might, because Angelus, I think, is at work, so it might be Maxie, I guess. But we're going to talk about Figure Four. Remember last week, I think we talked about Alita and Figure Four. Remember from the stream, I think it was either last week or week before. We compared, or considered, whether Figure Four or Hugo was the best for Alita, and I think we had a vote on that on the stream, and the majority of the votes were Figure Four. So that kind of spoke to. That was kind of neat. Although I've evolved on Hugo, I think I've changed a little bit on him, my perspective on him. But yeah, I like Figure Four a lot, and we're going to see him in some sequels, in the future, I think. But Figure Four, Giga Chad, or Goat is basically what the subject is for tomorrow. Now, here's a little surprise for you folks. Next week, we are going to do a Hot Toys Alita giveaway. So I think maybe folks, yeah, everybody everybody in the chat, all the names, I'm going to collect them, and we're at random. I'm going to pick one. I'm not going to pick it. I'm going to have the system pick it. But and the winner is I'm going to make sure that we send them a Hot Toys Alita. So
I'm
you
okay
definitely
buying
want to
my own
tune in
hot
for
toys
that one.
later next week.
I'm
No,
sorry.
that's okay. Because I'm okay buying hot toys. Okay, my collection for Lita.
Yeah,
You can give someone that for
yeah,
me. Just
yeah.
keep it for me.
I've got two of them. Now
Oh, that's
I
cool.
only bought one of them.
No,
Well, I
I
only
bought
bought
one
one of
too.
them because yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
got
also
one.
no, it's so expensive. I can't find it anywhere online. I can't find it. Yes.
But anyway, I think I did a stream with Cran last year where she helped me buy a Hot Toys Alita, told me where to get
Yeah.
it and stuff like that. And when I bought it,
Is that on
about a
eBay
week
something?
after that,
Is
a
that
week after that, I actually won the Harkins Theater giveaway, and it was an Alita pack, which included a Hot Toys Alita. So now that's how I ended up with two Hot Toys Alita. So Yeah, Finestro. Yeah, he says he needs a Hot Toys Alita. Well, Finestro, you get in the chat, and that kind of thing, and maybe you got a chance to win. So, yeah, we're going to do that next week.
Next
I don't know
week.
how innovative it is. I just want to show my appreciation for the Alita Army too. I
I'll
think
be
some
here
of you
next
have
week.
heard me. Okay.
Uh,
I think yeah, go ahead, Safani.
because I'm gonna be here next week and do something do something
Oh,
else.
okay.
Because I had to do things in
Okay.
California.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think some of you have heard me say in the past that, when I first saw the trailers for Alita Battle Angel, I wasn't that impressed, And
I've seen that
when I
trailer.
saw the movie, when I saw the movie, I was absolutely, man, I just fell in love with the movie and the character. And it's ever since then, I've kind of had regrets that I didn't see the movie early on, when it first came out. And, it's got the Alita Army then. But I'm here now, and I guess that's what counts. So,
For sure, I agree.
so anyway, yeah. So anyway, I guess tune in next week, and you got a shot at a Hot Toys Alita. So
Sounds good.
okay, well I guess we're gonna So and it's a really quality item too, Hot Toys Alita. Now, Hot Toys Alita doesn't have long hair like this. It's got hair like you would expect Alita to have, and it's plastic, but you can get attachments for you. And I'm just going to get you the Hot Toys Alita. I'm not.
I think she
we're
want
not
dye
going to
hair
get the hair piece.
and dye hair blonde here. Dye hair blonde. Turn to Erica.
Yeah, there is a picture. Yeah, there's a picture with the blonde Alita. I've had that in a couple of my videos. So yeah, it looks interesting.
I like your videos, Chris. It's so cool.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, because I don't watch everyone YouTubers and Alita Army that much. I was busy and watch random YouTubers.
Okay. Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, high five, Chris.
Oh, anyway. Oh, thanks. High five back at you. Okay, why is this image here? Well, the image is here because the creek likes it, and I'm running the stream. Also, I'm only here to paraphrase Kawishka. I'm only here for our girl, and of course, and the Alita Army, and all of the Alita Army is only here for our girl. So anyway, we really love Alita. We want that sequel, and we're gonna. I know I'm gonna support the movie and keep doing what we're doing here until we get the sequel. I am going to be like they say down south. I'm going to be like a dog on a bone. So we're going to stay after it, as they would say. Okay, so I guess it's time to wrap up the stream, and we'll do it with our call to action, which would be on my count of 3, and that would be 1, 2, 3. Film those sequels, baby. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see you next week and at the Hot Toys Alita giveaway, and we will see you tomorrow on the Radio Chaos stream.